I can never find a great place in my. This is crazy. Ugh, okay, so I think that might be a little bit better. I got to get this out, y'all. Anyway, this is Glenee. I know that I have been gone away from YouTube and recording videos. Been very busy at getting this work turned towards institutional level because you guys, your employers and your union reps do not want you to have this information. They do not want you to know what to do. They want you to follow the status quo at all costs, even if the cost is your health, your license to practice nursing, your right to not be diagnosed with depression diagnosis just because you're dealing with institutional forces, workplace discrimination, micromanagement. If you're a Black woman working in these hospitals, you understand that workplace discrimination and micromanagement and even sexual harassment produces the same symptoms, physical, mental, psychological, emotional symptoms as a depression, where your chemicals are off balance in the brain, or anxiety for whatever reason, except with us, your treatment plan is totally different, and you do not have to come into agreement with the medical industry that you are depressed when you're actually being oppressed in the workplace. So hear me out. I'm just going to go away from this camera and read my notes because you know what? I got so much to say. I don't want to miss one sentence, one period, one comma, not anything, because we are here to serve you as best as possible. So welcome. This isn't a webinar. This is a warning and a witness. My name is Glenee Davis. I'm a registered nurse, author, and founder of Glenee's RX for Life. And I did not come to convince you. I came to clear the air. For the past 10 years, I have been watching what happens to nurses, especially Black nurses, especially women nurses who try to survive these systems, these medical systems, the legal systems that were never built for our recovery. You think you're playing the system by calling out just enough to get short-term disability. You think that you're doing what you gotta do just to survive. But here's the truth. You didn't play the system played you. So I come from the hood. I'm from South Central Los Angeles in the jungles where I was born and raised. And I know what it looks like to work the system. I was taught it from a very young age about Section 8, welfare, Medicaid, getting just enough, playing the role just enough, acting it out just enough to get what it is that you want. You thought you were getting over and you wasn't. You got stuck because that's where those systems were built to do, to make you get in there and trap you in survival mode so that you never reclaim or even begin to claim your full power. And now I see that same trap in healthcare with nurses, with Black nurses. Nurses are learning or are leaning on their emotional and physical wounds to get that 12 weeks of short-term disability. But what they don't tell you is this: that time off can cost you your license, your livelihood, and your identity. You go from being burnt out to brain fog. You go from having a recovery period to a diagnosis that follows you forever. Then they'll medicate you. Later, they'll label you. Then they'll discharge you back into the same unsafe work environment with less power than before. I built this Be Brave nurse recovery system to stop that. No unnecessary psychiatric diagnoses, no antidepressant scripts to numb you um, and keep you living in real pain, to numb that real pain so that you can continue just to get back to work and continue producing for the organization. No more wasting time hoping HR will rescue you. We don't do wellness around here. Wellness, air quotes. We do jurisprudence, we do documentation, and we do protection before the diagnosis. I cannot stress to you enough how important this is to know, even as a registered nurse, when you enter the mental health facility for job issues, workplace stressors, things that's causing you to need to take time off, to stand on your 2 feet, to reclaim your bearings and be able to go back to work, you must have a plan. You must have a plan because they plan to diagnose you. They plan to discredit you. They plan to make you come back to work after your 12 weeks have been exhausted. You come back to work now, and now what? You're still in the same situation as before. You haven't addressed the discrimination that's taking place at work. You haven't confronted the people who are causing you to have the anxiety, the stress. You have not spoke about the unsafe patient assignments that you are forced to do. You have not talked about the fact that you're taking antidepressants to work and that your families are complaining that you lack emotion, or your emotional accountability is at zero when you have your annual review. These are all things that you need to be able to be accountable for yourself, but also make sure that your employers understand who you are and who you belong to. If you understood what I said when I said that, let me know, because you don't have to go to work taking their medications. You don't have to go to work taking their judgment over your life when you're really trying to just deal with institutional forces that are so heavy and so hard on you. You don't know what else to do, and psychiatry happens to be your last resort. So we want to make sure that you have all of the legal standing, all of the documentation, all of the protections that you need to protect your license, to protect your life, and to protect your ability to return back to work fully employable. So this is a call to courage for anyone who is listening to this. If you know an RN who may be dealing with workplace issues, and maybe they are on the bandwagon, on the social media bandwagon, and just hailing about the things that they are experiencing, and joining communities of burnout and kumbaya moments, let them know about Glenae's RX for Life, because what they do with their time off matters. You may have been told that, your rest is a luxury, that your trauma is personal, that you need that you need to be a little bit more resilient. How much more resilience can you give when you're not getting any in return? How much more compassionate can you be when no one's showing compassion for you? I'm telling you, your recovery is right now. It's right here with Glenae's RX for Life. You do not need strategy. This is not shame. I'm sorry. You do need strategy. This is not a shame. Excuse me. So I'm just going to start that over. This is your call to courage. You've been told your rest is a luxury, that your trauma is personal, that you just need to be more resilient. I'm telling you, your recovery is your right, but you need strategy, not shame. You need equity. not empathy, only solutions from here on out. I'm inviting nurses, hospital leaders, union advocates, and anyone who believes in real justice to download our free tool, FMLA Without Depression Diagnosis. Inside of it, you get 3 scripts to say to your doctor, plus you get bonus tool to build your board nurse diagnosis, okay? Which means that you are an executive of who you are. You are an entity and you are the CEO of your life. So this is your board nurse diagnosis, okay? You did not come to play, but you came to slay any giant that is standing in your way so that you can move past the stressors into your promised life. That's why we pivot here. That's why we profit here. And that's why we live our promised life here. So I want you to download the FMLA Without Depression Diagnosis by joining our list, our Be Brave list. And there is where I will send you the copy of your digital download. And if you're ready for real change, you can also book your nurse recovery call with me, 45 minutes. Most people find their gem of information when they sit down with me for only 30 minutes. 45 minutes is what we offer, and the first 15 minutes are free. So for $197, you can know exactly what you need to do and who you're up against and what your next move is to protecting your license, taking your time off, and returning to work rested and ready to meet any challenge that may come your way. We'll map out your next move, protect your license, and put care back into your career, okay? So do not wait for the system to fix itself. Do not wait for the next legislator to be elected to make promises for you. You deserve the care and attention that you deserve right now, starting today, okay? Your nurse managers, human resources, the corporate attorneys, the corporate doctors, they are trained to blame the nurse, to medicate the nurse, to silence the nurse, to remove the nurse quietly. You are the system, you are the standard, and you have everything you need within you to overcome this very personal challenge that you're experiencing. Download these tools, book your call. If you're in an institution, or request the executive briefing, I'll send it to you myself, because the recovery resolution starts here, not in the break room, not in therapy, not in HR, here with the truth. Thank you for watching. I'm Nurse Glennae Davis, and I didn't just survive workplace traumas. I wrote the manual, and I'm here to share that with you, okay? Until next time, leave me a comment. Go ahead and enter your information in the Be Brave list so that we can stay in constant communication. And I hope to talk to you on the other side. Bye.